There you go, Ray. Good music for you, sir.
Yes, sir. All right, fight fans, welcome to Caveman Corner with your host, Jeff.
Captain Caveman!
Thanks.
Ray, you're getting really good at that, sir. I never thought you were going to be able to do that.
I know, right?
22 or 23 or 24 episodes in, depending on when we put Mark Hall's Hooker episode in. And and you finally got it, so I'm proud of you. Can you tell our great fans who you have today?
Oh, man, we got the American Psycho, Stephan Bonnar.
Stephan Bonnar.
Stephan Bonnar.
He's so excited, he's trembling.
Oh, man, I'm going to stalk him.
All right, well, we're about to call him now. Hopefully Ray doesn't cream his pants.
Oh, damn, that's fucked up. I'm Ray, and we got Jeff Dents here.
What's going on, sir? How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
All right, well, we just had the Cobra on, Mark Hall, and he was telling us about his hooker fetish, so hopefully this interview is just as good.
The Cobra?
Yeah, Mark Hall, the guy he fought in UFC 7, he fought Harold Howard, and he fought Paul Varlins, and he had this whole thing.
What's his name?
Mark Hall.
Mark Hall, man. Now, ringing a bell, I saw those. It's been a while, though.
Yeah, he was an old
But
guy.
yeah, Harold Howard, man. let's bring back the gi pants, the black belt, and the wife beater.
If you're coming on, come on.
What a look, right?
For sure.
That was awesome, man. Oh, fought in a fucking wife beater. Oh, sorry.
That's all right, man. That's fine. We're we don't have any fans, so we're good. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah, we could curse in here.
All right.
Sorry, my phone's going off. I gotta go throw it away. All right, back to professionalism, man.
I was a big Harold Howard fan.
Who's your favorite guy growing up?
I really liked Shamrock. Of course, hated Tito. Always. Pat Smith, liked him.
Oh yeah, I love him too.
UFC 2, where he smashed the elbows full mount.
Yeah,
that really made me a fan.
Yeah.
Yes, I love this sport.
When he was hitting a ninjutsu guy, I thought his teeth came out because we were watching an old grainy TV. It's not like the high def stuff now. When his mouthpiece came out, it looked like his teeth came out. I was like, man, this is a sport for me. Holy fuck.
Yeah. And, how about Glover Teixeira's tooth coming flying out against Rumble Johnson? You catch that?
No, I didn't see the tooth come out, but I heard about it.
Watch that uppercut land. That tooth just, boom. Like if someone just kicked a field goal.
God damn.
Talking about tooth coming out, we got to bring up the UFC 1, the first fight.
Taylor Tooley? Yeah, his tooth went out right
Yep.
landed on the announcer's bench. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, the first fight. What a way to kick things off.
That's pretty good, man. Have you ever knocked anyone's teeth out yet?
What's that?
Have you ever knocked anyone's teeth out yet?
I don't know. I mean, it's like, unless it flies out the mouthpiece, you don't know until, like, the guy says something about it. And, I know, if I got a tooth knocked out, I wouldn't be talking about it.
I got a couple knocked loose. It's never a fun process.
I actually, this is right on time, right before I started fighting pro in, like, 2000. Some guys followed me and my friend out the bar, and I dropped a couple of them. And I just had, like, a little gash on my knuckle, no big deal. And, within a couple days, it was bright red and swollen all the way to my elbow. And I couldn't even lower my hand. I had to, like, walk around with it raised up because when I lowered it, it felt like it was going to pop, all the pressure. And then they went in, they're like, good news, it's not broken, but bad news, got a really nasty infection. We need to perform emergency surgery. So surgeon opened me up, and he said, all this, pus just came pouring out, and lo and behold, there was a sizable chunk of a human tooth embedded in the knuckle.
Damn.
That's awesome. That's a great story, man.
Yeah. It was a good night.
What got you into
Good time.
What got you into MMA?
Being the youngest of three boys, and my older brothers, they were better than me at everything, and on top of that, they kicked my ass all the time. So, I just kind of was like, all right, I'm not going to be better at like baseball and football than these assholes. So how about I just become a big bad ninja and kick the shit out of them someday? And that's all I did. I started Pee Wee wrestling. I think I was like in 4th grade. I started Taekwondo in like 6th grade, and I did those through high school. And and I was working out really hard and lifting, on weight gainers and trying to be bigger and stronger. And then when the UFC came out, I was just like, wow, this little skinny guy with a karate uniform on is choking everyone out. And I got to learn this stuff. So I went and wrestling practice the next day, and I was trying to slap arm bars on people and, piss my coach off. Like, what are you doing? Trying to arm bar him. You can't do that. And I got to learn this jiu-jitsu. And then, when I was in college, I discovered there was a Carlson Gracie school in Chicago I started going to over the summers, and down at Purdue we had a jiu-jitsu club. And, once I finished college, I moved downtown, and the Carlson gym had moved, and now in the new gym there was also a boxing program. So they're doing like the Golden Gloves and the jiu-jitsu tournaments, and, had all those wrestling Taekwondo matches growing up. And then fight promoter came in the gym, like, looking for a guy to be in his 4-man tournament, light heavyweight at 205. And I was like, shit. Like, I was always really tall and skinny, so in wrestling, I was hated going against short, little, super muscular guys who would get in on my legs because, like, I knew what they were going to do, and I just wanted to knee them in the face so bad, and I couldn't. So my first fight was actually with a chubby Brian Ebersol. And he tried to take me down, and lo and behold, I freaking creamed him with 2 good knees, and, ended up taking him down and pounding him full mount. The round ended, and then second round I choked him out. And then I went back and in the locker room to chill out for a little bit, and I sat down, and oh man, when I kneed him in the head, just my knee was like the corner of the quadricep muscle there just hurt so bad. I caught him hard, and it just hurt me. And then they're like, "Oh, bad news! The other match, the guy had a bye. Like the one guy pulled out, so you're fighting again. Like right now, like, and all the pain and swelling setting in." And then I just had to suck it up. I went back in and submitted that guy too.
Josh
and,
Kruger.
All of a sudden I'm like, got a belt and the champion and getting this award. And, I was getting invited to another fight and another fight. And that was going to be it. I was just going to do that Ironheart crown. And I was like, I'll probably just get my ass kicked. But, while crossing it off the bucket list. But, then it just snowballed and kept doing the jiu-jitsu tournaments and the boxing. And, I got to win the Golden Gloves a couple times, even go to nationals and won some fights there. And shortly after that, when I got chosen for the Ultimate Fighter. And same attitude as my first fight. I'll probably just get my ass kicked, but I'll do my best. And next thing you know, it's like I'm getting a contract. I'm like, fuck, I'm doing this for a living.
Hell yeah.
Really all by accident.
You didn't have any amateur career. You just started out fighting professional, huh?
Yeah, there really wasn't amateurs back then. Like, 2001. Right. There was I don't even think amateurs existed then. So yeah, you know,
That's
you get
crazy.
paid much. I won that 4-man tournament. I got $500. A couple fights later, I fought Terry Martin, who came in at 24 pounds overweight, and was like, I don't care, I'll still fight him. And I go, my show money was $150. My win bonus was 150. So cleared 300 on that, and then after that, I got to go fight Machida in Brazil, and you know, it's like, oh, cool, a free trip to Brazil, and I got like $500 for that one. So,
And a free
you
trip.
know, and then you fight on the show Ultimate Fighter, you don't get paid. You know, I beat like Southworth and Bobby Southworth and Mike Swick, and then finally when I fought Forrest and I got my check for $5,000, I was like stoked, like, ooh, this is the most I made by far. This is fighting 5Gs, yeah.
They didn't pay you for the Ultimate Fighter at all?
You got like a weekly stipend. It was like $500 a week.
Oh,
you know, while you're on the show, it's like a stipend. They call it.
You finished Swick though, right? Armbar, something like that, or
I did.
And
I did.
They didn't give bonuses for finishes back then.
Well, you're sharp. You caught that. I thought, yeah. You caught that. That's right.
That's the caveman.
I'm the tax man.
It was all said and done. I did. I did get a bonus for that. So.
All right, so you're trying to pull one by us, man. You can't do that shit.
No, you got it. Yeah.
What was it like? You're one of the reasons that MMA is huge today. You and Forrest are probably the reason MMA is as huge as it is today. Do you think about that ever, or is that not really something?
Yeah, it's funny. It's like the irony that, like, ever since I saw the UFC, I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. So I bring like the VHS tapes to high school parties and make everyone else watch it. When I went down to Purdue, you know, we get the pay-per-views and everyone has to throw in a few bucks and have parties for it. And it just, you know, I remember, was it Shamrock and Severn, like for 20 minutes, like didn't do anything. And it was just like, and that really turned people off. And fuck this is retarded. And then there was a lot of like, there'd be some bad fights where people would just, you know, be laying in the guard forever, and the refs weren't standing them up then. So, you know, I knew the potential it had. Like the sport really, like I'm like, it could be really awesome. Like that was just a shitty fight. And oh, this is stupid. Oh, guys dry humping each other. And I just couldn't figure out why no one found it as cool as I did. And, you know, I tried to cram it down their throats. And no one loved the sport the way I did. And I guess the irony is, like, I eventually just had to get in there and show them, like, how cool this sport could be. Like, this is how good fights can be, you know? Like this. Like, you know, it's, you have almost no rules, so you have complete freedom in there. And the fights don't have to be stupid, dry humping matches. You could, like, have really entertaining fights. So watch, like this. Oh, yeah, this is a cool sport. Woo, I love the UFC.
Not to suck your balls or anything, but your fighting style epitomizes that. When you fight, you are that guy. And that's one of the reasons why I was always a big fan of yours, and that's a big reason why you and Forrest Griffin turned the UFC around.
Yeah, more than anything, like, I know, like, I hear Tito and people say, you know, I just love competition and I'm a competitor and I love to go in there and compete and it's a sport. You know, I'm not like that. I really don't care for competition too much. And it's not like a sport to me. When I get in there, it's like, I'm there to entertain you, to show you, like, how cool this sport could be. I'm there to like that more than anything. Like the fight with Forrest, it wasn't like, oh, I want to win this fight. So I went in there and said, oh my God, these people invested over 3 months in watching this TV show, and this is the pinnacle. This is the finale of it. I am going to make this the craziest fight they've ever seen. That was my mentality. So that's why at the end of my career, you know, if I was just a regular fight on the card and it wasn't really a big marquee fight, I kind of was like, you know what? Like, man, I only got a couple of those fights that potentially take years off my life left. So, you know what? Like, I'm on record or something. I'm just going to get a win and try to, you know, I know that here's how the game works. You got to get a winning streak, and you can parlay that into a bigger fight. So, you know, I know at the end of my career, people are like, oh, Bonner's fighting smart. He chose to fight smart. Like, no, I'm just kind of, no, I'm near the end of my rope, and I want to save those crazy-ass fights for, like, you know, the right time, the big fight. And it's like before I retired the first time, it was like I was really campaigning, trying to get another fight with Forrest, maybe let us coach Ultimate Fighter. And, you know, they wouldn't go for it. And it was kind of like, you know, I'm just honest. Like, I never really was all like, Dana White's whole thing is like, you got to be hungry for the title. It's all about winning the title. And that's what they want to focus. And the little interviews they coach you. Like, who talk about how bad you want the title. Like, I never really cared about the title. I just wanted to, like, put on crazy fights more than anything. And he didn't like that. He's like, this guy just hanging around the division. He should be on the hunt for a title and blah, blah, blah.
That's crazy because like, that's what he always says he wants. He's like, I just want guys that want to fight.
You know, it's, yeah. No. It's, yeah. You know, it's like, wants guys who are just hungry for the title. And I really never was. I just loved to fight. And it wasn't a sport to me. It wasn't competition. It was a fight. It was a fucking fight. So if I went in there and it didn't look like a fight, that to me is like the ultimate disrespect to the sport. You know? So, yeah, it was like, first and foremost, I'm going to go in there and put on a show and steal the show and make this entertaining, you know?
Oh, yeah, you've always...
Like, nothing feels better than the round ending and people are up on their feet and stomping the ground and just going nuts. And you're like, yeah, this is a good one.
It must look as good as it feels in there right now. How good is Anderson Silva?
You know what? His punches are nothing. Like, he landed his counter right hand is this big punch on me, and I remember like chuckling inside, like, yes, I could take these punches all night. Woo! I think I'm winning this round. I could do this for 2 more rounds. I'm gonna beat Anderson Silva, but he fucking knees like a mule. Like that. Oh man, like that guy could throw a knee. I mean, you've seen it too. Rich Franklin a couple times. Oh, that he had at the end of like the third or fourth, he had Bisping totally knocked out.
Hell
in their
yeah!
Fight.
What do you think about that fight? Should he won that fight?
He was knocked out.
I think so too.
He was done. He was knocked out. He was KO'd. So I'm sorry, if you KO a guy at the bell, he's still knocked out. You know. Yeah, but that just shows you how he. I'm telling you, him and Alistar Overeem have the best knees in the business.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they have the good body, they're real long bodies, long legs, and I'm sure Anderson Silva could probably dunk a basketball, and Overeem probably can too. They just launched those knees so hard, and you saw that. Overeem's punches had no effect on Mark Hunt, but you saw what that knee did.
They're so accurate with it too. And
it just gives you an idea, just in general, how much power you generate. I remember after Anderson hit me with that knee, like I'd go to the punching bag and I'd like wind up and just throw the hardest right hand at it as I could, and then I'd step back, jump in, and launch a knee, and just the difference in power is like remarkable. Like the bag would just explode with the knee. Yeah, you get a hell of a lot of power. Knees, and then if you really know how to throw them like Anderson or Alistar, then, you know, I'm telling you, like, those are their best weapons, both those guys. Best when Alistar always, like, even back when he was 205, his knees were his best weapon. And his hands came a long way since then, but still, like, his knees are the shit. They were Anderson.
What kind of dogs you got?
Pomeranians.
Oh yeah.
You're such a tough guy with little dogs. That's awesome.
Well, I mean, that way, like, you know, so I got pit bulls and they go crazy. Like, they could take me, you know. At least with these dogs, you know, no matter they snap or go nuts, and you know, they're gonna nip my ankle. I'll still beat your ass, Mike.
Speaking of nuts, how close are you and Forrest Griffin now? Are you guys friends, or is that just for TV?
Oh yeah. Oh no, yeah. We always got along good. You know, he's my type of dude. Yeah, we see each other a lot. Yeah, I've always been friends with him. I like him.
Those promos that you guys cut were like the best ever, especially leading up to the Anderson Silva fight when you and Forrest did that thing and Forrest was telling you like what not to do. And he's like, I don't know what to do, Stephan. That was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. You guys should have a show. Now that Boss is done with Inside MMA, you and him should do Inside MMA or something like that.
I know. Like, I have a show called The Final Round that we shoot at the Palm Sports Book, and you know, that was my original plan to have him co-host it with me, and you know, old money bags for us. Like, how much is it paying? I'm like, well, nothing yet. You got to build up an audience, and then you get sponsor money. Oh, fuck that. It's paying yet. No, I'm not doing it for free. So, yeah, it's like, man, dude, like, he's, you know, it's not like he's hurting for money. He's a
materialistic one in your relationship?
The what?
He's a materialistic one in your relationship?
Yeah, right. You see him like, I'll never forget that Ultimate Fighter where, I don't even know if he was coaching, but he came to the guy's house, and he seriously looked like a homeless person. Like, I did that show, The Aftermath, and and it was on like the Spike website, and it'd air after the Ultimate Fighter, and I'd have the guys from each episode on. It was like a talk show. And I'm like, I think you guys got a surprise visit from a homeless guy, but the homeless guy was none other than light heavyweight champ Forrest Griffin. And that's like right after he won the title too. But yeah, he had this old raggedy jacket on, like torn up jeans and a knit hat. So.
Do you ever feel jealous that he got more attention, even though you the one that really won that fight? Trying to stick that knife in between you guys.
You bad, Caveman.
Nah, because he earned it. I mean, he beat Shogun and got that big opportunity, and then he capitalized. He came in there and fought his ass off and won that belt. Yeah, so he earned it, you know.
Awesome. With everything you got going on, I heard you might be getting some acting chops going on.
Yeah, with Brian Moore, the No Way Out movie.
The No Way Out movie. That's right. Hopefully, I'm up for the lead in that. Hopefully, they would just throw me in as a little stunt guy to get my ass kicked. But you know, I want the lead, Bri. Come on now.
Yeah, I was telling Brian Moore.
You know, I'll audition. I used to do plays in college. I think that's like the entertainment aspect of my fighting. Yeah. So, and I've done a little acting. So
you cut a good promo.
I'm not. Yeah. I mean, for a MMA guy, I think I'd whoop anyone's ass in acting. I mean, acting's one of those things too, where what was it like one year? Like this is a Jim Jeffries joke that there's like an 8-year-old girl that won the Oscar. He's like, acting's such an effing joke. Like, imagine you have a job like where an 8-year-old could claim the ultimate prize, and you know any career or job that an 8-year-old could be the best at is a joke. They pretty much take a big crap on acting as a whole, but I thought it was hilarious. It's true.
You should wait till after you get your Oscar before you say that.
You know who's actually a really good actor? Mike Tyson. You know, And the few things I've seen him in, I'm like, he can act. He's good. He's really good.
His cartoon's pretty good.
Terrible when Cheeto did the TNA wrestling and they gave him some lines. Oh, my God.
Tito's not a very good speaker.
Don't give that guy lines.
I met Tito and I met Ken Shamrock, and they were both kind of wieners or dicks.
Yeah. You know, the sad thing is, I really grew up liking Shamrock, and when Tito disrespected him, and I killed Kenny T-shirt, and flipping him off, all that. I remember at the time thinking, man, someone needs to give this guy a taste of his own medicine. This guy's a jerk. And then, as fate has it, I finally get that opportunity, and I capitalize on it. I just let my feelings, how I really feel about him, out, and just verbally tear him a new one. And I see Ken Shamrock, like, he'd be all proud of me, giving me a hug, and he it's like, it's not cool, man, to fucking talk about someone's family. He's like sided with Tito. And I'm like, his wife was Jane Doe. It wouldn't freaking mean anything. But since I'm having pity for the queen of porn, the biggest porn star to ever live, I feel sorry for her. That's where the joke is. That's why it makes it funny, Jeez, Ken. Come on.
Jeez.
Like, Ken, like, I did that for you. Ken.
So
unbelievable.
I'm like speechless now. Holy cow. What do you think about Brian Moore? We got hooked up through him to get to you, so we got to plug him a little bit.
Yeah, but Legend of the Cage.
He's a great dude, man. Like, that's, I love what he's doing, and, it's one of my long-term goals is to somehow get in on what he's doing. Like, help guys, help fighters,
Right.
And that's kind of like, we got a club open next month called the Legends Room. It's like a VIP strip club, and we've sold like 3,000 memberships for this VIP room already at like 5,000 a piece, and the grand opening is going to be in April. But my job will be the host, so I'm to line up always. We're going to have viewing parties for the big fights, and I'm going to have appearances from fighters and legends. So I'm hoping to work with Brian on that. Just always be looking to bring in fighters and put some money in their pocket and show them a good time. And that'll make me feel good because we all do the same thing at the end of the day. We all love to fight and we love martial arts, and it would just feel great to help my people.
Oh yeah,
that's awesome. I would just want to say, if you bring in Mark Hall, you better search him for duct tape. just so you know, if you bring in Mark Hall, make sure he doesn't have duct tape with him. If you listen to the last podcast, you'll know why.
How did he do with Harold Howard?
He beat Harold Howard.
yeah.
He won?
Yeah.
He beat old Harold.
He beat Harold Howard and he lost to Varlins.
The polar bear.
The polar bear, the 300,000-pound giant.
Yeah, Howard had a wife beater on. Too.
He did have the wife beater on.
Yeah, UFC 7 in Buffalo,
Dude,
New York.
yeah, the freaking wife beater, the mullet. Oh, that guy, I love that guy.
He's got the look of a Van Damme movie, man. He was perfect. You know who else?
Totally.
We had Fred Edish on, too, and I was, like, so happy to
No
get him.
way.
Hell yeah, dude. He is hard to fucking track down. It was harder to get him than you, and you're, like, a legitimate star.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Fred Edish. I had a joke going for a while. People ask, who's your next fight? Oh, well, I'm going to be fighting former UFC champion Steve Jenham.
We're trying to get him, too, man. Holy cow.
I want Howard, though. I want Howard for the next one.
Didn't Harold Howard drive through a Tim Hortons or something? Like, he was all drunk and he drove through Tim Hortons?
Oh, yeah, I heard it. Yeah, that's right. I know he did some time in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Fred Eddish, man, I always wanted him to have a redemption match.
He did.
I heard after that fight, he had opened a school and he trained every day. He did.
He's got a pro win. He came back and got a pro win, just not in UFC.
Yeah.
How old was
he was 51. He came back and he got a win over a guy that was 27.
Awesome.
Yeah.
See, I like that guy. I like him.
We told him he belonged in Legend of the Cage, and he didn't. He was like, "Oh, no, I don't." But we was telling him, you belong in there.
Super
humble
guy.
Is. That's good to hear. I'm glad he came back and got that redemption win. I remember reading about him and knew that he had opened the school and he still trained martial arts every day, and so I'm glad to hear that.
Speaking of the old fighters, what do you think about a fighters union? Have you had anything to do with that, or are you trying to stay away from it, or what do you think?
No, I mean I think it's cool. Yeah, I mean it's just a matter of time, and I mean if you're the owners and that, you're going to try to postpone that as long as possible, and maximize profits. But I'm sure as time goes on, and maybe this first fighters union fails. Who knows? But people are going to keep trying. I know, it's just a matter of time before the fighters union becomes a success, and the profits between the owners and the fighters are more closer to the 50-50 than the 90-10 they are now. And I think it's a matter of time, and all pro sports had to go through it.
Definitely. And would you be involved with that at all, or are you still trying to be in favor with Dana?
I don't know. I guess I'd be involved with that. Like my thing, I want to do help fighters, help guys like me. So yeah, whatever that takes, I'm for. They're my peeps.
Awesome. I know you got a great.
Even I caught myself I was really rooting for Koscheck the other week. I never thought I'd see the day where I'd root for Koscheck, and now I'm rooting for him, and he gets his ass whooped. And I'm sorry, man, but you get dropped with the right hand, you're stunned, and you're a NCAA Division I national champ. At least try to take the fucking dude down. That hurt more than anything. After he got stung with that right hand, and he just sat there and ended up getting knocked out instead of attempting a takedown. I will never understand that. I know guys like Brony, his neck's all fucked up, you can't. Yeah, dude, when you're in there and the adrenaline's up, you could do it.
There's a great, all the great wrestlers end up in that spot where they stop wrestling. Do you have any idea why that is?
No, dude, I wrestled my whole life, and I was never that good, if I were that good of a wrestler, gosh, that would make for some easy nights.
Would you ground and pound, or would you still be Stephan Bonnar?
It's just such a great tool to fall back for. I'd still fight like I did, but if I was really getting my ass whooped, that's a great little thing to fall back on. Okay, this ain't working out. His hands are better than mine. He's hitting me too hard. Their punches are stinging. Let me get a takedown and take some of that punching power away. I do not understand that. Because, I'm all about mixing up and using all the available tools. So that was me. I was never the greatest boxer, the greatest kicker, the greatest jiu-jitsu guy, the greatest wrestler, but I was decent at all of them. And, I had a good chin and came in good shape. And, if I was, outstanding at one of them, I would never just abandon it like a lot of these guys. Like Koscheck did in his last fight. Never.
Yeah.
Turn your back on wrestling.
You studied with Carson Gracie himself. Can you talk about your jiu-jitsu experience a little bit?
Yeah. 2002, he moved up to Chicago. He started training me from 2002 till his death in 2006, and he got to work my corner. He got to see me get in the UFC, and was in the corner for the Flores fight, and the Sam Holger fight after that, and then the James Irvin fight right 2 weeks after that's when he died. But it was great because, like, I finished Irvin with his favorite move is the Kimura, and I got to go.
That's awesome.
Slapping on someone, finish a guy with his favorite move right before he died. That was pretty cool. And I was the last fighter's corner he worked. I'm like officially Carlson's last samurai. Some Brazilian dude told me that once. Like, you're Carlson's last samurai. I'm like, that is cool.
That's
I'm going to
awesome.
use that.
You should promote that.
So he was great, man. Like, he was always, like, for an old guy, he was always in a good mood. He barely spoke English, but he'd come in, bust people's balls, and make everyone laugh, and, call people out for being fat and lazy, and, and then he'd have, like, what he loved? He loved more than anything when people just fought hard. So he'd get, like, white or blue belts in there and match them up, like, according to skill level, and have super fights at the end of class where, those two guys would just go at it for his entertainment, and they'd fight so hard because, they want to impress the master. They want Carlson to be their favorite, so they'd be going at it. That would make him so happy. He'd go, oh, look at these guys, strong fight. Good fight. Kafka Closer, tough guys.
They do the finger snap?
He was hilarious. Like, I'd say if I was like whooping someone's ass, the guy, tap him out a bunch, and after the guy's feeling dejected, and Carlson come over to him, no problem. Robocop, he called me Robocop.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you about that.
Robocop, professional fighter. No problem. Professional fighter. He can't. Like, don't worry about it, man. He's a pro. Yeah, because, when I started with him, I, in my early days, I still lifted a lot of weight, and my chest kind of stuck out of my gi like the Robocop armor, and that's where he got it from.
Oh, that's
and then, so then, once I started fighting that, I'm like, my God, it's all about technique. You see guys like Luis Gracie beating bigger, stronger guys, and I'm learning this jiu-jitsu, and these little skinny Brazilians are choking me out with my own gi, and I'm like, fuck, it's all about technique. Like, it's good cardio. It's technique and cardio. Like, fucking weight training is stupid. So, probably, or pretty early in my career, I kind of abandoned lifting weights. I do, conditioning workouts and, CrossFit type things. Up until John Jones whooped my ass, and he manhandled me, and I still won the third round, but he did, he was strong, and I'm like, damn, and I went back in the weight room, and I couldn't believe how physically weak I had been. I've been training, wrestling, doing all this the whole time, but getting under the squat rack and bench, I had lost all my strength. I was pretty strong, and in my lifting days. So it was wow. And I thought then it hit me. I'm like, all right, yeah, it was all about getting technique. I'm a black belt now. I've been doing jiu-jitsu a long time. I have good technique. So what would be better if I had the good technique I have now and was just way stronger than the other version of myself? I'm like, yeah. And then it all made sense. Like, wow, want techniques there. Then if you, build your strength back up, then you're really a fighting machine. So, yeah, after John Jones, that got me back doing strength and power stuff, because I always had good cardio. So I really focused on explosive power movement, heavy cleans and deadlifts and snatches and overhead press, and just going speed and power plyometrics, and I felt once it took a good year to probably build that strength back up, and then after that I had some easy fights because of it.
That's awesome. I kind of have a little bit of an attachment to you because my first professor, Charles Anslone, he trained with Carson, and they wanted him to train John Jones, and he wouldn't do it for that fight with you. He wouldn't teach him jiu-jitsu, and then John Jones ended up going to Winkle, down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
That's loyalty right there.
Yeah, that's man, Carson was all about loyalty.
Yeah, he was. That's another thing about it. He was all about loyalty.
So just so
He
you know,
called
a
lot of those.
I'm sorry, I'll get it out right now. Just so you know that
Okay.
Charles Anzalone, he wouldn't train John Jones, and that would have been huge for the school at the time. I mean, we were just a little jiu-jitsu school. It would have helped him a lot. And out of loyalty for you, he didn't do it.
Yeah, that's a lot, man. That's loyalty right there. Yep. And that's what I love about Carlson. He was a good dude, you know.
For sure.
He's all about that loyalty.
I heard there was a crazy story about you needed a videotape to get into the UFC Ultimate Fighter show, and they couldn't find her. They hit it on you or something. Can you talk about that a little bit, or is that just a little bit over exaggerated?
Wait, they couldn't find my tape?
Yeah, you need to turn in a UFC tape to the UFC by a certain time.
Oh yeah, when I heard about the show, because I had just went to, they had at one of the boxing gyms in Chicago tryouts for the Contender, the reality show, and I just won my second Golden Gloves title, knocked a few guys out at nationals. So I was like, look, there's a reality show about like boxing, and they're having tryouts here. What the hell? I'll just go to it, and and they put me in there with some fucking bum who just was like all on steroids, and I beat him up. And Frank Stallone was there, and I went to jiu-jitsu. I started telling people about it, and someone said, "Oh yeah, you tried out for the Ultimate Fighters reality show." I'm like, no, it's a boxing reality show called The Contender. They're like, no, the UFC's having one too. I'm like, get out of here. And he's like, yeah. So I went back and checked the website, and back then they didn't even own UFC.com. It was UFC.tv. And sure enough, it's like Ultimate Fighter reality show, like an audition tape, which is like your fights on a videotape along with like a interview, just you in front of the camera showing your personality. And audition tapes are due on Friday, and it was like Wednesday. So I just set the camera up right then, like talked in front of it a few minutes, and slapped my fights on, and overnighted the tape, and kind of forgot about it. About a month later, I get a call, like, we want you on this show. Like, we come try out. They're having tryout weeks in Vegas where you're locked in the Palace Station for a week, and they do all the medical tests on you, and MRIs and blood work, and drug test you, and everything like that. And they had 30 guys out there for that casting week, and from there they narrowed it down to the 16 you saw on the show.
Awesome. What happened on the show that you didn't think was ever going to happen, and probably didn't tell it to you? I heard that they told you guys didn't need to make weight for these fights. Is that true?
Yeah, that famous "Do you want to be a fucking fighter" speech by Dana White was fake. They didn't really know what they were doing, and they were kind of figuring out as they went along. And if you had a fight, you had to the athletic commission had to know about it. It was public knowledge, so there couldn't be these secret fights that you have a fight and no one knows the outcome until it airs, and you got to keep it hush-hush, because legally, you have to have that athletic commission there, and it's got to be sanctioned, all that. So they're like, well, I guess we can't have these guys fight till that ends, so what we're going to do is eliminate guys based on these challenges we have. Like the first couple episodes, you saw those Scoopy challenges we'd have, and through that, we'll narrow it down to the guys that fight in the finals. And that's actually what they had figured they were going to do. And once it got going, they were like, man, this is going to suck. We have to have these guys fight. And they were like, they told us, like, well, there's not going to be any fighting in the finals. Eliminations will be done through challenges. So, you're going to have to worry about making weight. And then I guess they had a big brain fart of, hey, what if we make an exhibition match? It won't count on the record, but that way, the athletic commission, it's not an official fight. It won't be public knowledge, and then we keep it hush hush till we air the episode. So they come back to like day or two after telling us, don't worry about making weight, and saying, we figured it out. We are going to have fights, and you are going to have to make weight, so we're going to start doing that tomorrow. And then the guys were like, what the fuck? You just told us, like, not to worry about, I'm 30 pounds over. And then guys started freaking out. And then, of course, Lorenzo talked to Dana, like, what the fuck's wrong with these guys? They don't want to fight? What do you think they're here for? And, so Dana thought, okay, like, we're being a bunch of pussies and we don't want to fight. When it was really like, fuck, like, you just tell us one thing, don't worry about making weight. Now all of a sudden we're fighting tomorrow, we got to make weight. It's fucking bullshit. So that triggered the do you want to be a fucking fighter speech, which was awesome.
There's always one materialistic guy in a locker room. Who was the guy that asked for money to fight for the show? Is there anyone that did that? I would do that. I would be that guy.
Yeah, I think we all kind of want it. Yeah. We want money, and then we pissed and moan like, oh, we're not even getting paid. This fucking bullshit. So everyone's pissed, and then Dana's like, oh, yeah, that is kind of bullshit. All right. How about if you stop the guy, you get a bonus, $5,000. And then everyone was happy. Woo!
So then you're trying to stop each other. It's a good marketing ploy, I guess.
Yeah.
It's good to be on top.
Yeah. It worked. Here we are 25 seasons later.
Do you think this show sucks now, or do you think your season was the best? What do you think about Ultimate Fighter and the future of it?
Well, it just, you never forget your first. So I remember going on that, like, my wife, who's my girlfriend there, is just like, really likes TV shows and reality shows and Survivor and all that. And she's like, oh my God, you're so lucky that you're on the first season because, like, if the show's a success and ends up having a bunch of seasons, like, those seasons just go by like a blur. But everyone remembers the first season. I'll never forget who was on the first Survivor. Couldn't tell you, like, he was on, the Survivor a couple seasons ago, but I'll never forget the guys on the first one. So, she was right, man. Yeah.
All you guys leaving.
First of its kind, you never forget.
Leaving peeing on that guy's bed? Did it smell bad in there for the rest of the season or what?
No, not really. It wasn't like a full-on hose, like hoses bed. He just squirted a couple squirts of piss on his pillow.
What about Bobby Southworth? Was he really a bitch cutting weight, or was it just made him look bad with editing?
Well, the thing is, like, Bobby by himself wasn't too bad. Koscheck by himself wasn't too bad. But when the two halves got together, it made one whole asshole. So, like, when they were together, they were just obnoxious and fucking annoying and thought they were better than everyone and, like, talking shit. But, like, and, yeah, like, once I beat Bobby, he got out the house, then Koscheck was, like, a changed person. He was tolerable.
Sounds like you got a lot of hate for Josh Koscheck. Is that the truth, or?
Well, yeah. I mean, I made that, I had that T-shirt line called the Trash Talking Kids, which was a parody of the Garbage Pail Kids with fighters. So the shirt I made for him was Josh Kosh McGosh, because he kind of looks like a cross between a Cabbage Patch Kid and a troll doll.
He does. So, that's a very good, accurate observation.
Now he will come.
So I made it, and I had some good ones. They were pretty funny, but he legitimately sued me over it. And I ended up settling, instead of having to fight it in court, for $5,000. So, yeah, I did have some hate for him, but it was pretty funny.
Did that end up?
So, yeah, I used to root for him to get his ass kicked, and then, the season one, we're a dying breed now. So, like, he fought a few weeks ago, and I was like, come on, Koscheck. I'm like, what are you doing? You're rooting for Koscheck? And it was like, you know what? Yeah, I really am. Like, I want to see season one, like, live forever, and we're dying off, man.
Are you ever gonna fight again?
No. Just training for that last fight with Tito. I was doing as much, like, therapy and ice baths and cortisone injections and, like, needed all these surgeries I didn't want to get. And it was just, like, I just told myself, like, you know what? Like, as fun as this is, like, selling this fight and telling the world what an asshole Tito is, like, my body's just not holding up. And I just thought of when Chuck Liddell got knocked out by Rich Franklin after the fight. He's like, you know what? Physically, I felt great. I had a great camp, you know, but I just can't take a punch the way I used to. And it hit me that you are the exact opposite. Like, everything hurts. Like, your body's completely falling apart. You've had 10 surgeries, broken over a dozen bones, and, like, you could take a punch as good as you could your first fight.
Do you ever worry about concussion syndrome problems? Anything like that?
Well, yeah. I like, then it hit me that, you know what? Like, be thankful. This is your body's way. Man, so my brain said. My brain's like, oh, thank you. And then it hit me that, oh my God, it's my body's way of trying to save what's left of my brain.
That's
you know, I always thought I'll be all right because, you know, I never got knocked out. And I didn't have the best defense. Everyone hit me. So I thought, okay, then I was never truly concussed. And then while talking to Forrest, he's like, yeah, but think about this. Going unconscious is your body's way of saving your brain from further damage. You know, it's like, okay, you're shutting down, lights off, no more of this. We're protecting you. And since that switch in my head has been severed, then, like, I just keep taking shots. And then instead of just getting hit and going down in the first round, I end up, fight goes the distance, and I lose a 30-29 decision. And it's the same result, but I just got hit in the head about 100 more times. So
that's a sad truth of fighting. Can you?
Yeah, it is. It is. But we'll see. It's like the football players, usually around 10 years after they retire is when it really sets in. So, you know, talk to me in 8 years, and if I'm pissing my pants and forgetting my name, then you know it did take its toll on me.
If that's the truth, we're going to have you back in. We'll just put some Depends underneath you, and we'll have you in the studio, and we'll hang out with you. It'd be great for the show. Can you talk a little bit about the positive test after the Anderson Silva fight? If you don't want to, that's fine too.
Yeah.
About what?
About the positive drug test after the Anderson Silva fight?
Well, I had a winning streak, and I was trying to parlay it into a big fight with Forrest that I promised, you know, not to block any punches, go for takedowns, and always move forward. And they wouldn't give me that big fight, you know? And it was like, you know what? Like, fuck. Like, you know, I'm kind of getting sick of this shit. They won't give me the big fight. You know, I went and then talked to Dana, and he's like, look, man, fucking, I'll give you a job with us, man. You have to retire from fighting because you can't be an employee for the UFC and a fighter at the same time. So you retire for fighting. I'll give you a job, and you get a paycheck and health insurance, and it'll be like an easy job, like what Forrest kind of is doing now. And I was like, oh, all right, cool. So I really let myself go. I stopped training. I'm like, I'm retired. Like, yeah, why train? Why let me do that? And then I was working for the UFC and getting a paycheck. Then I got a call from Josh Rafferty from season 1 saying, hey, you know, Batista's doing an MMA fight. We want you to come down here next month for a couple of weeks. And help him train for this fight. And, you know, the dude's like 270 pounds and pretty ripped and strong. And yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. And then I went to work out again. I was just so weak. Like, everything had atrophied. Like, I'm really, like, not too athletic and skinny. So if I don't, like, work out, like, my muscle just evaporates. So it was like, you know what? Like, you know, I got 6 weeks till I leave. I'm going to do a cycle and get my strength back. So I did. I just would go in and do MMA training maybe once or twice a week, but I was lifting like 4 or 5 days a week, just trying to get my strength back. And I did a cycle, and then it was time. It was going to be an 8-week cycle, and it was time to leave to go train Batista. And it was like, you know what? Like, I can't take steroids on the plane. I'm not taking this with me. Then, you know, I'm not going to bring it with. So I just stopped doing it. And it was I went down there and then had 2 weeks of like just MMA training every day and like sparring, and there were other guys to move around with. And it was at the end of the 2 weeks is when I got the call of like, oh my God, the Brazil card, our top 2 fights are canceled, and we're going to have to cancel the card. But how about you step up and fight Anderson Silva in 3 weeks? And it was like, oh my God, like, you know, I did all the research and talked to experts, and the stuff I was taking had like a 4-week detection time. And, you know, by the time I got the call, it's been like around that 4 weeks since I took it, and like, it'll be like 7 weeks from the fight, and then I went to get tested, but the results for the test take 2 weeks to get back. So by the time I found out about the test and I found out about the fight, and I wanted to get myself tested, I wouldn't get the results back to the night of the fight. So it was just kind of like, you know, in my head, I thought, oh my God, this is like my gift from God. Like, you're going to, by the time you fight, your system's going to be clean. You got, like, you just put in a couple weeks of MMA training, and you got a couple more weeks to just spar and get your conditioning up, and your strength's already up, and you're going to beat Anderson Silva. Like, you're going to, if you don't beat him, it's going to be like Rocky, where you give him the fight of his life. And so I believe that. Like, oh my God, I'm going to test clean. I'm going to give him the fucking fight of his life. And this is a big fight that I've been betting for. And I'm just going to make it a crazy barn burner of a fight, and he's not going to stop me. And I'm going to put it on him. And after that, like, win or lose, I'm going to do so good that, you know, I'll be the man. I'll be going around giving motivational speeches, yeah. And then, of course, the fight didn't play out like that. He landed that beautiful jumping knee to the solar plexus, and first guy to legitimately stop me. And then the test came back positive, and I got fired from the UFC. And, you know, I had it made. I was like, had a job with them. I was doing TV work. I was making T-shirts. I was doing like event T-shirts for all the cities they go around and fight, as well as those shirts for the fighters. And yeah, I had it great. And then boom, got popped and lost. You know, my job, lost TV work, lost doing business with them with my shirts, and yeah, and that was really like. That was rough. It was like, that was my whole identity, basically. And it was just destroyed. And it was like, you know, it was just I mean, that's all I did, like, since I got in the UFC. It's all, I knew all the fighters. It was in my life. And all of a sudden, it was like, that was all gone. And, you know, my whole source of identity was just erased, and then, but I'm still there. So who's this guy who's still there? So yeah, it was like, that was rough. I was really, you know, and then the news came out about it, like, right, my wife was in labor, and then she's like, giving birth to my son, and like, you're such an asshole, you know, and like, you know, she hates me, and I lose the health insurance. It was rough, but, you know, you know, in the long run, you know, it doesn't kill you. So, you know, if this never happened, then I'm sure I would never have been the person that, you know, I plan on becoming.
Would it have been worth it to you if you would have beat Anderson Silva and looked great and all the same stuff would have happened?
No. Honestly, no. No.
And then I got one.
Yeah. Even had I won, that still wouldn't have been worth it. It's like the worst it's just the worst thing that you could do. It's like, yeah, it is. It's the worst, and like people don't forgive you. Like this other day, some chick like tweeted like that. I'm a cheater and blah blah blah. Like. Like really? And you believe Anderson had tainted Cialis from Thailand on his when he got popped for roids? Okay, yeah, and especially now that USADA's taken over and all these guys have been popped. Like, it just goes to show you. I mean, it's around, and but I think like it happened. So many people got popped, and it's so saturated that now it's like people get over it. Like people don't give with some of these guys who got popped that you don't even like complain about. Like there's a lot of like Anderson Silva. Like how many people are giving him shit about?
Sonnet got popped, and no one says anything about him. But they just expect him to cheat, I guess.
Yeah, I hear that stuff get you horny.
The what?
I heard that stuff get you horny. The steroids. That was Brad Kohler told us.
Yeah, we had Brad Kohler on. And he said it made him really horny, and he was banging interpreters, like Japanese interpreters.
Oh yeah, Brad Kohler. He was heavily juiced. He was huge.
Yeah, he openly admitted it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I like guys like Jeff Monson. He never even got popped, but he openly, is honest and talks about it. That's cool, and that's how I want to be.
We had Mark Coleman on, and he wouldn't admit to using steroids. he did admit that beating you felt great, and he definitely
say that.
he definitely admitted to laying and praying on top of you.
Oh man, remember? Like I remember when he first came on the scene, was beating everyone fast. He was like 240, 250, like just ripped, just like oh man, so strong. I mean, I fought him when he was old, and he was still strong as fuck. He won the world championships in wrestling. Like that at 220 pounds.
Yeah,
that fucker was strong.
Dan Severn said he was the strongest steroided guy he ever fought.
Oh, that Coleman was?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I believe that easily.
Do you know Dan Severn at all?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've hung out a bunch.
He's a funny guy.
He's a good dude.
We had him on.
I like him.
And every time I talk, he'd start talking again, so he cut me off. Does he do that on purpose, or is that just his thing?
Yeah, maybe he just, I don't know, didn't like you or something.
You don't like the caveman.
Yeah. He told us he'd give us 15 minutes. He ended up giving us like 2 hours, though, so I don't think he hated us, but it was really funny. It was like a wrestling stick thing.
Yeah, I like how he was talking about Brock. He was like, Brock.
Brock. Oh, and Brock retired now, too.
Yeah, the steroid testing is
But that was funny how Mark Hunt's suing the UFC, and, because he keeps fighting these guys that are, using performance enhancers, and then they put him with Overeem. the poster child for TRT, yeah.
Is Dana pretty petty? Did he do that on purpose, do you think?
I don't know. I think so. Yeah. It's like, all right, you want to sue me for fighting juicers? You're fighting over it.
I mean, everyone I talk to, we just crack up about it because everyone knows that Hunt's suing him for the performance enhancing and the steroids and everything, and then he's got to fight Overeem.
Yeah. Of course they did that on purpose. That's hilarious, though. Like,
don't try and
good one, Dana. Good
one. Don't ever sue UFC. They'll get you one way or another. Do you feel like you should get a percentage of that $4.8 billion you and Forrest for making UFC what it is today?
It would be nice, but no, come on. I got $5,000 for that fight. I'm happy.
That's so funny. My wife and my son are here today, so I just have to give a shout out to them.
That's another thing. Like after that fight with Forrest, like I had a couple other great fights. Like I think, the first fight night being that night. When I fought Jardine, we had the best fight that night, and then it was after that fight they said, you know what? We're going to start giving bonuses out for fight of the night. I'm like, what about those 3 fight of the nights I had? Can we retroactivate that?
You should definitely get some. You should go back and get a union guy together to get you some back pay. I just want to say
that would be nice.
Yeah, you could do that. They do shit like that with the union. I'm the union rep for my place, and we went back and got some back pay for some guys. They can do that. It's all about the contract.
Yeah, someday. See, all right. I'm all for the support the union now.
Yeah, I just want to say my wife and son are here in studio, and my wife didn't really like fighting. I was a fighter. She ended up marrying me, and the one thing that turned her on to fighting was you and Forrest Griffin's fight. Unfortunately, our son is named Forrest Griffin instead of Stephan Griffin, but I just want to let you know, like, you had a pretty big impact on my personal life.
Well, all right, thank you. We'll tell her thank you. That means a lot. I wish it worked for my wife. She's still can't stand watching it. She won't watch the fights with me.
Well, that's good.
Like even like my fight. Oh, I got the video of my last fight. You want to watch it? I was there. Why do I want to watch it? It's only a couple minutes.
That's how my girl is too. But she's there live and she's screaming and yelling. The problem with your fights is you bleed all over everything. So like, who would want to watch that if they love you? If you had slick defense, they'd probably like to watch it.
Yeah, no, nothing works. And even like there's so many UFCs, I'd get like 2 tickets, and she's like, I want to go with you, and okay, and then we go, and of course, like I want to see the undercard. And she's just like, oh God, why did it? So the next time, I'm going to the UFC. You want to come? Yeah, I'll meet you there. And she shows up, like without fail. It's happened like at least 20 times. She'll show up before the main event.
And then the camera pans on you and you're sitting alone. That's got to be the worst.
What's that?
Then the camera pans on Stephan Bonnar sitting there alone, and it's got to look like the worst.
I never minded.
That's because he's got the...
Better than her sitting there bitching, moaning.
Good thing we don't have any listeners to this podcast, because you'd be in trouble if we did.
Oh,
The word would get back.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing. I always talk shit about my wife because she doesn't listen to my interviews that much.
Oh, man. Good thing my wife doesn't listen to this podcast.
It's like my test. Like, I'll talk some shit about her, and I bet she doesn't listen. Sure enough. Like, I won't. Yeah, she won't.
We'll see. I'm going to go through Facebook, and I'm going to find her, and I'm going to tag her in this.
Can't make a snitch on you.
Unless you come back on.
It's good we're doing it now, because she might be tagger. She might play it for the first 5 minutes.
Well, I'll timestamp it. I'll do something, man.
She's going to be like, who the hell is Caveman?
Yeah. Why has it only got 6 views?
God, my wife is such a bitch.
I can tell you're outside because you wouldn't say the inside, I bet.
Yeah, she just, I'm sorry, I just snuck back in.
All right, he's got to be quiet and normal again. He's like, my wife is
Never
the best.
Never could have done it without the support from my lovely wife.
Yeah, she's amazing.
She must be nearby.
Hi, honey.
We had Mark Coleman on, and he was pretty hammered.
Yeah,
And
he was.
his girlfriend ended up coming on the phone, and we talked with her for like 5 minutes. It was pretty good. It was good stuff. So don't let us too close to your
I heard
wife.
a good one about that. The T-shirt I wanted to make for Coleman was called. It would be Mark Coleman on there with like a beer bottle, like obviously like drunk, cross-eyed, and that, and off balance, and the title of it would be the Hammered House.
That's a good one.
That is really good.
I'll buy that shirt.
I would buy that one too. Are you still doing the T-shirts, or did they shut you down?
Yeah, when I got canned, they shut me down.
Yeah. You should start your own place.
Yeah. Oh, well.
All right, man. I don't want to take too much of your time. You already gave us an hour. I really appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
Thank you
man.
for coming on the show.
Thanks, man.
You got anything you want to plug?
Yeah, check out the final round. Like, it'll be up on my Facebook and that and YouTube. And just an MMA show we do every week from the Palm Sportsbook. And it's all about, the betting odds and where's the value at. And, yeah, there was a lot of value picking Woodley. He was like a minus 180 underdog, so there's some money to be made there. And even though, like, my heart's with Thompson, I love that style, just a white guy with normal genetics. So smart money is on Woodley. And I thought he lost. I had it 3 rounds to 1 going into that last round, and I could see giving it a 10-8, but I didn't. I thought at worst it was a draw. But he got the nod. So, yeah, check out the final round. And when you're in Vegas, check out the Legends Room.
Do you guys
what better place to watch UFCs than, with your favorite porn stars and fighters?
That's cool. I gotta go.
Ray's already getting his tickets, man. He's scraping together $5,000 right now.
Yeah. I'm going to go to the bank right now.
I think you got your newest customer. Do you guys lay down, like, prop bets? Like, who's going to pull out of the fight or anything like that? That would be interesting, too.
No, but, man, back in my day, no one ever did. No one ever pulled, like, Khabib or, like, what Mitrione did the other week. Like, you could, no, dude. You do not pull out of fights. Like, even a week before. Like, that's just unheard of. I mean, so, yeah, there are many fights, like, I had no business being in there, and I'm also not like a Tito Ortiz who, my injury, this injury, that injury, I had this, and, never heard me complain about, like, going into a fight injured, so.
Yeah, my father always said that Tito Ortiz always have an excuse.
Tito always has an excuse.
So MMA awards, he got, like, a Lifetime Achievement Award, and even there he talked about, and then I had my C6 and C7, fuse, and then my T1 and T2 fuse, and then I had my detached retina fix, compliments of me. Yeah, that fixed after our fight. And you know what? You can't get clearance to fight with the retouched retina, because it's not like put one, cover one eye and read the letters. It's like follow this light with a pen, and the retina is the muscle that pulls your eyes to right to left and up to down. So that thing's detached, you're not going to get a license to fight. And he got a license to fight, and he got it fixed after our fight, and he doesn't want to give me credit for it. So I'm taking credit. Fuck you, Tito.
All right. Looks like we might have to get Stephan Bonnar in the cage one more time to smack around Tito.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'd fight him any day of the week. I saw him at the MMA Awards, and on the way out, I went right past me, and he's eyeballing me. I'm eyeballing him. We get right up in his face, and I said, "Too bad you retired, Tito, because now I'm going to have to come to your gym to kick the shit out of you."
He threw in his name for a Fedor fight, so maybe he's not really, really retired.
Oh, Tito?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guarantee, like, me and him, whether it's a sanctioned professional fight or not, like, I'm going to hit that guy in the face again, I promise.
That's awesome. What about Royce Gracie? Would you ever fight him?
Man, like, they actually, like, that was the thing. It's not in me. Like, I could have hung around Bellator and fought Ken Shamrock or something like that, but I can't do that. Or I could pull a Chael Sonnen and just collect a big fat payday and go in and lay down, but that's just, I can't do that, man. It's not in me. So I go in there, it's going to be a guy that I really want to fight and who's going to bring me a fight. And Yeah, it's like you got to be a bully to fight an old guy who know he's just collecting a paycheck. I don't like they asked me to do that bully beatdown show before. I'm like, I can't do it, man. I'm gonna go in there with some poor bastard like running away and covering up, and I got to go. Like, I can't fight someone like that's like victimizing type violence. I should only fight someone who's game, who wants to fight, and give me a good fight. That's just me.
That's awesome.
Oh,
We learned a lot about Stephan Bonnar today.
Yeah. He's a funny dude, man.
And he's got
And he could kick ass.
and he's got a lot of extra time because he just gave us a lot of time and we're nobody. So
I know, right?
if you can get Stephan Bonnar's phone number, he's gonna take the dogs for a walk,
Stephan,
give you a great interview.
He got $100,000 studio where I'm worth like $5 and Caveman worth like $10.
Yeah, we do have a really nice studio.
Oh yeah, I should plug that movie coming out, No Way Out, which hopefully I'm gonna be the lead in. The lead, Bri.
I want to be the guy you kick. I want you to kick my ass in that movie. I want to be that guy who gets beat up.
You can't.
You're right, Bri. You hear that?
You can't beat Ray up. He's Puerto Rican. That'd be racist. But you can beat me up. I'm just an ugly white guy.
Remember what Mark Caveman said? We are good baseball players.
Well, all right, guys. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you,
thank
man.
you, man.
We'll post this and we'll
It's been
tag you
fun.
in it. Yeah, you're the best.
All right. Hear it, man.
Uh-oh, he's in trouble.
What's wrong? Why are you crying? All right, I better help this 3-year-old.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, man.
All right, thanks, guys.
Later. What do you think? You think we should leave the crying baby in or take it out?
Oh man, it's an Easter egg right there.
Easter egg? That's
yeah.
Easter? No, we gotta have better Easter egg than that.
I say keep it in.
Forrest Griffin says keep it in.
Why you keep calling him Griff?
Yeah, instead of can you imagine if he's named Stephan instead of Forrest? The whole world would be different. Might be a better place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, what is that?
What a day, man.
Man, I'm hungry as hell. I gotta go and eat some pizza.
I know. We learned about duct tape and hookers, and
Yeah.
we got a lot of great stuff from
I
Stephan
want to go to
Bonnar.
Vegas. I'm gonna go to that strip club and
Yeah.
watch some fights.
$5,000.
That's got to be the best. Watching MMA fights and getting a lap dance at the same time.
Good thing your wife doesn't listen to this podcast.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that $5,000.
You can get that $5,000?
I know a couple of people, with money, so they gonna let me hold that.
The friend of a friend of a friend?
Who's a drug dealer friend?
Yeah. We gotta get into your drug dealing story
Oh,
someday.
no. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we should just do a podcast with the two of us. If there's any interest in a podcast of just me and Ray talking bullshit to each other, hit us up. Let us know.
All right. Play the Mexican music now.
I'm looking for the Mexican music. It's not in the right folder. That's the problem. I don't know how to find it. So we'll have to edit a little bit. Found it. Yeah.
All right, Buffalo, New York, live from the Fan Duty studio. We are out here.
We're not live.
Who cares?
Tape delay.
Damn.
Got one job, Ray. One job.
Okay, I'm going to the strip club now for real.
All
I
right.
gotta take my frustration out.
All right.
Yeah, lap dance.
I got duct tape in the trunk if you want some. You know, girls are always into bondage until you put the duct tape on them and put them in the trunk.
Yeah.